on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. Today's topic, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to talk about who in a contract year is due to get paid. Just messing around with this intro music real quick. And yeah, we're about to get started. So make sure you guys tune in. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do live streams periodically about the Steelers only, man. And if anybody wants to have a debate, we can definitely do a stream for debates only, man. I'll easily win that. Because the Steelers are the best team in the AFC North and the best team in football. And this year are going to prove all the haters wrong, even with a so-called sucky quarterback in Mitch Trubisky and a rookie in Kenny Pickett, that they're still going to win over 8 games. Lock it, book it, mark it, whatever you got to do. Because the defense is lethal. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. We're going to go by who has expiring contracts this season. As you can see, all these contracts expire next year. All these, look. First one I want to talk about here is Cam Sutton. He's a player that I want to discuss first. As you know, or you might not know, but the Steelers' cornerback room is not the strongest. Let's say that. Just picked up Levi Wallace in the free agency. You got Cam Sutton. Levi Wallace, Cam Sutton. They use Trey Norwood at corner. More of a safety role, but he can play the corner position. And yeah, like the cornerback position, basically weak. Justin Lane, man, he hasn't shown nothing. James Pierre can be he's not bad. But yeah, those are their corners. So Witherspoon, Reese, but yeah, I didn't mention him because his contract doesn't expire until 2024. Just re-signed him to a 1-year deal. Picked up from the 49ers, very good pickup. So those are the cornerbacks. So you got to understand, these guys are going to have to step up. There's no room. There's no wiggle room. You have to ball out and show up. Yeah, right here, unrestricted free agent. You know, it was a 4-year, $3 million deal for Cam Sutton, man, his 5th year in the league. He just got to show up. If we go ahead and go to Pro Football Reference and pull up his stats. Five interceptions. $125 tackles, 3 quarterback hits, 23 pass deflections. Last year was the best year. You know what I mean? He had 2 interceptions. He played all 16 games. 6 pass deflections. Pass coverage, 66%. Gave up 617 yards. Gave up 5 touchdowns. So he allowed 66% of completions. That is the worst. He was targeted 72 times. They completed 48 passes on him. That has to be way better in 2022. I want this number down to 60% like it was in 2020. And 1 touchdown. So his defensive-wise, coverage-wise, his best year was 2020. But stats-wise, 2021 was. But yeah, if he can bring back down to 60% completion percentage, maybe get about 5 interceptions, only allow like 2 to 3 touchdowns, That would be a good year. We're going to need that. So Cam Sutton is a dude that's on an expiring contract. Levi Wallace, they just brought in. We can discuss him. He's the 4th year in the league. It's going to be the first year with the Steelers. It was a 1 year. Look at that contract. Very friendly contract. 1.4 mil. Base salary of 1. So it's a 1 year deal. He does good. Might re-sign him. But it's a contract year, so if he balls out, maybe he gets re-signed. Look at this. 6 interceptions in 4 years. He had 2 interceptions last year. He played 17 games, 10 pass deflections. See how his coverage stats was. He only allowed 58%. Only gave up 2 touchdowns. See him? That's a corner. That's a pretty decent corner. So if he plays consistent like that, if we get just down to 55%, 2 touchdowns is fine. Only giving up 2 touchdowns is fine. And if he brings up interception numbers up, maybe get about 4 or 5 interceptions, plays all games, gets about 10 to 15 pass deflections, he could be due for a big contract. So you got 2 corners so far who's on a contract year. You got Levi Wallace, who just brought in. You got Cameron Sutton, and then you got Justin Lane. He hasn't shown nothing. James Pierre, another corner. Mason Rudolph, man, I don't even want to talk about him. He just sucks. He should not be on a team. They should have traded him. Here, let's discuss Tyson Alalalu. This is a good one. Injury issues. 35 years old, 12th year in the league. I think this should be his final season, in honesty. He's not a bad player. He just got to stay healthy. He originally agreed to Jacksonville, but came back, took a ankle injury last year. He'll be making $2.5 million on his contract this year. Injured last year, man. An ankle injury out all season. But he's getting up there in age. I don't think you pay him any more money after this year. He only played 2 games last year. But look at 2020. Look at his 2020 year. 5 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble. See, he only played 10 out of 15 games, 2 sacks. He's going to need a big year. Not playing all of last year, having a 2020. Only played 5 games in 2019, only 2 in 2018. And yeah, as you can tell, he cannot stay healthy. He needs to stay healthy and have a big year. Look. So Tyson, man, you're going to have to show something. Wow. As you say, he only played 38% of the snaps, 47-40. Man's going to have to show up, man. It's your contract year. If you want to keep playing, you're going to have to show something. But if you keep with these numbers again, it's time to hang it up, dude. You have not shown us nothing. We can talk about Benny Snell. You got Chris Wormley we can talk about here. So Benny Snell hasn't really gotten the opportunity. You got Le'Veon Bell, then you got James Conner, now you got Najee Harris. And they Steelers just haven't found that second running back. Benny Snell hasn't been that guy. It's his final year of his contract. Only set to make about $1 million. Yeah, he hasn't been that guy. And then you got Jalen Samuels. Like, they just haven't found that number 2 running back. See, last year, he got 36 carries for 98 yards. Only 5 yards per game. 2 yards a carry. It's just... his best year was in 2019 when he was a rookie. His break tackle, 3 attempts per broken tackle. It's just haven't found that consistency on the running back. 3 fumbles. I don't know how much Benny Snell is going to be able to really prove that he deserves a new contract when he hasn't proven that he can be a reliable number 2 back. So, but he might have to walk. Chris Wormley in his 5th season, another defensive tackles, making $2.3 million. These DTs are going to have to show something. These DTs, the run stop is a key issue. You know, you already got Cam Hayward there. Now you got Tyson Alolu back. You got Chris Wormley, Isaiah Loudermilk. It's like, come on. So last year he played 14 out of 15 games, 3 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, 7 sacks, 29 solo tackles, 22 assists, 51 total, 6 tackle for loss, 10 quarterback hits. That's a good season for a defensive tackle. He needs to do that again plus more. You're going to need more out of him. That's not bad. Played 71% of the snaps. That's good. You want that from your defensive tackle. Hit the quarterback. Pressure the quarterback. Get some sacks. Get some pressure. Deflect the ball. Maybe get an interception or 2. Force fumbles. Be healthy. Stop the run. It's the main thing. Gotta stop the run. Run and contain. So Chris Wormley, he's only 28 years old, can be due. If he shows up, man, he might get like a 2 to 3 year contract. His last year of his contract, if he shows up, 2021 was his best year by far. If he can double these numbers, it's going to be good. Terrell Edmonds is a big one. Final year of his contract. Let's go ahead and talk about Terrell Edmonds. I personally am not a fan of Edmonds, honestly. Last year, he's only 25 years old, $2.3 million. It's just he looks lost out there. If you ever watched him play, Terrell Edmonds looked lost out there, giving up touchdowns, not knowing who he's covering. 2 interceptions last year. He did start every game though. 6 pass deflections. 89 tackles, 8 tackle for loss. Let's look at his coverage stats. Here we go. He only allowed 56%, 2 interceptions. He was only targeted 53 times, gave up 30 completions, gave up 2 touchdowns. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on him. He did play 98% of the snaps. Like I said, he played 81 snaps last year. Oh, that's special teams. Sorry, 81 special teams. 98%. He played 1,145 defensive snaps, which is the most in his career. Like I said, Terrell Edmonds is going to need to have a breakout year. You're going to have to come out. Don't give up touchdowns. Play your zone. Do what you're supposed to do. Have about 4, 5, 6 interceptions. Maybe get a pick 6, rush the passer sometimes when you're needed in a box, rush the quarterback, and just play your role. 56%. Let's see if we can get that down to 53%. If you can only give up 53% of passes, which is good, let's get this interceptions up at least to 4. Can you double your interceptions? And you're going to need to do that in a big contract year. Let's go for 4 interceptions, 50% completion allowed, and only give up 2 touchdowns. 0 would be great. If you only give up 2, that would be fine. Let's see if Terrell makes do that in a big contract year. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, but you got to show me something. Show me you can do that, and we're good. That's Terrell Edmonds. Let's talk about Robert Spillane, please. I don't like this guy. I'm being honest. I don't like him. I can't stand watching him play. He's terrible. His coverage is bad. This is don't need him. You got Devin Bush. You just signed Miles Jack. Robert Spillane. I don't know. Do you give him a new contract? Look at it. One career interception. Only played 4 games last year. 56 tackles. No forced fumbles. Nothing. No sacks. No interceptions. He gave up 66% of passes. He was targeted 24 times. They completed 16 on him. Only played 37% of the snaps. Robert Spillane, I'm sorry, dude. I don't think you're due for a big year. You just gotta go, bro. You just gotta go. That's the nice way of saying it. Who else could be due for a big year? Let's take a look at James Pierre. Let's look at James Pierre here. Second year, it's gonna be his 3rd year in the league. He was undrafted. The corner, probably playing the 4th corner spot. Maybe he'll play slot. We haven't seen yet. We'll wait till preseason comes out. And yes, I will have breakdowns of every preseason game and all that. Position battles. James Pierre, man, last year, 4 games, had 1 interception, 3 forced fumble, 4 pass deflections, 57 tackles. He did give up 60% of completions, man. He was targeted 53 times, gave up 32 completions, played 36% of the snaps. Need to see more from James Pierre. If you're gonna play a bigger role, like I said, a cornerback position this year, there's no room, there's no wiggle room. You got Levi Wallace, James Pierre, Cam Sutton, Akilla Weatherspoon. So you're going to have to play a bigger role. I need to see 3 interceptions from you. I need you to stay healthy, play 10 games, 10 or more games. Let's get some forced fumbles again. Let's get like 8 pass deflections. We got to get this number down here. We got to get this number down. It's got to be down like the 55%. You cannot be getting up 60% completion percentage and 458 yards. Why am I on eBay? These other guys like Carl Joseph. Let me talk about Tua Skipper. You got J.C. Hausenberger, Miles Jack is 2024, Trubisky, Witherspoon, Claypool. Did it bring in Larry Ogunjobi? Tua Skipper, outside linebacker. You got him, Cam Hayward, P.J. Watt. Like, you got to do your job, dude. He did only play 4 games last year. 2 games started. Played for Tennessee. Brought him over from Tennessee. I don't know how much of an impact this dude's going to make. Look, he was there in 2019. He just hardly ever played. So, I don't know. Sorry, buddy. J.C. Hasenauer. Steelers are still looking for that center, man. Ever since Pouncey retired, haven't found that number 1 center. J.C., though, 3 games last year, as you see here. 30% of the snaps. Penalties. Limited that. It says linemen in general, man. The linemen on this team, they all got to play good. Not even if you're in a contract. They all got to step up and show us something. They just signed what's his name from Chicago, the lineman. Kevin Dotson, he's going to need a big year because he's due for contract in 2024. These other guys. Witherspoon, Trubisky, Miles Jack. So he'll be a free agent, after 2 seasons. Those are the main guys. But like I said, I would say Edmonds and Devin Bush is the main ones that needs to have. Wait, hold on. Did we go over Devin Bush? We didn't. Why isn't Devin Bush on here? Is his contract up? Did I pass over Devin Bush? Let me see. Let's search up Devin Bush. For some reason he's on the roster there. Yeah, I don't know why he wasn't there. I knew he was. He's a thumbnail. I knew he was in his contract year, because they declined his 5th-year option. So this will be his final year of a 4-year, $18 million. Devin Bush saved the best for last. This is who I want to talk about. As you know, and brought in Miles Jack. Devin Bush, man, 14 games last year because he was injured. 2020 came back, played 14 games last year. 70 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 0 interceptions, 4 pass deflections, 4 quarterback hits, 2 tackles for loss. Look at this. He gave up that's what I was talking about with Devin Bush. You gave up 70% completion percentage, dude. You was targeted 47 times, gave up 33 completions, and had 0 interceptions. You gave up 2 touchdowns as well. You have 100. Come on, dude. This is not okay. You knocked the quarterback down twice. You had 2 sacks, 4 pressures. You played 79% of snaps. We did up to 85, 90%. And you got to get these completion percentage down. We got to get this down to 60%. You cannot be giving up touchdowns. You did improve from your rookie year. You had 5, then you had 1, then you went back down to 2. This percentage needs to go down, and you need to stay healthy. Contract year. You need to come out, play all the games, all 17 games, about 50 to 60% passes completion is all you're allowed to have. You cannot be giving up. You know what I mean? Come on, dude. No touchdowns. Maybe 1 or 2 could be fine. You got to play 85 to 90% of the snaps, and you got to show out. This is your big contract year. Been wanting paid, declines your 5th-year option, you got to show something. Because that is not cutting it. These stats from last year is not cutting it. I need you to play a big part in this defense. You got TJ, you got Cam Hayward, you got Minka. You linebackers, Miles Jack, Devin Bush. If y'all play your role, man, the defense is going to be unstoppable. Just brought in Miles Jack. So, Devin Bush, contractor, you're going to have to show us something, dude. Brought in Miles Jack. Look at that. Played all games last year. He gave up 78% too. That's going to have to go well down. 2 touchdowns. But he played 94%. He's been healthy. This is what we need from Devin Bush. Play all them snaps. Get some interceptions. Rush the passer. So, yeah, that's what I think about this topic. It wasn't. I didn't even. The screen wasn't even showing. Hey, on StreamYard, you got to freaking add this. You got to click it, add it, and add it. But we were just showing different stats, going over different players. I mean, you guys heard what I said. We going over, Devin Bush, final year of his deal. JC, all these players, final year of their deal. So if we go to contract terms, expires this year, 2023. So Cam Sutton, Levi Wallace, Tyson, like I said, I would not renew, 35 years old. Dude hasn't stayed healthy. You're going on your 13th year, bro. I think it's time to hang it up. You only played 2 games last year. You played 10 the year before that, 5-2, 5. You ain't getting that many sacks. Like, Not getting many pass deflections or nothing. Cam Sutton, already went over him. But since the screen wasn't showing, like I was mentioning with Cam Sutton, he's healthy. 2 interceptions. We got to get these numbers down. Your completion percentage, we got to get them down. You got to get this touchdown. You cannot be giving up 5 touchdowns, like I said. This is what I was talking about. Look at that. Got to get that down. And then we got Terrell Edmonds, final year of his deal. So I think the top ones are going to have a big season. Terrell Edmonds, Devin Bush, and their contract are going to have to prove something. Played all games last year, 2 interceptions, 6 pass deflections, 56% completion. He only gave up 2 touchdowns. Played 98% of snaps. So Terrell Edmonds needs another big year from you. Like I said, let's get them interceptions up to 4 or 5. Let's get this completion down to 50%. And let's play all the snaps again, and you will be good to go. Bush got to stay healthy. He stays healthy, he can have a good year. You got to get some interceptions. 0 interceptions last year is unacceptable. 4 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble. Let's get those numbers up. If you can get a couple more sacks, get some more tackles. 70%. Let's get that down to about 60, 65%. Cannot be giving up 70% completion percentage. That's not going to cut it. Played 79% of the snaps last year. Let's get it up to 85, 90%. Devin Bush, you're a thumbnail for a reason. You're a top key. You got to have a big year or you're not getting paid. 5th year option was declined for a reason. Devin Bush, Miles Jackman, TJ Watt, Minka, Cam Hayward. That defense is stacked. Like I said, Levi Wallace. You got Cam Sutton, Akilla Weatherspoon. Defense should have a good year. So that's what we went over today. Good afternoon, Buck. Depends on who he's covering. Stats can lie when it comes to lower level players. If I only give it 2,000, I'm going to give it. If I not necessarily, that's a lie. I don't know who you're talking about, but the people I mentioned, I showed you how many percentage of snaps they play. If you play over 85, 90% of the snap, you should not be giving up 6 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. So yeah, that's going to do it for this stream, guys. Let me know down below who you think needs to have a big year for the Steelers that's in the contract year. Is it Devin Bush? Is it Cam Sutton? Levi Wallace, the new guy just picked up? Devin Bush? Terrell Edmonds? Maybe Tyson Alalalu? Any other linemen? You guys let me know down below who you guys think needs to have a big year so they can get paid next year. So yeah, stay tuned for the next stream. It might be after the preseason game. We'll break down week 1 preseason versus the Seahawks. You don't want to miss that. Subscribe to the channel. I'll break down my thoughts on that game, position battles, and how everybody did. So thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, we will see you guys later. Peace.